Laura, good to see you. Thanks for being with us.
You got it. Thank you, Sean.
All right. I am a big believer that the Commission on Presidential Debates is a corporate racket. The RNC took some steps a while ago to pull out of them. They didn't really seem to care. Your father-in-law, President Trump, had his team put out a statement saying, we want to participate. We've challenged Joe, but these debates are ridiculous because they happen much later than people are actually voting.
Yeah.
People are voting earlier and earlier. So what is the solution that either you guys are trying to broker or that you're advising the campaign to broker so that there will be debates?
Yeah, I mean, we have to have debates. Look, you have a unique opportunity as an American right now to actually compare two presidencies and two presidents. And really, Sean, we haven't ever had an opportunity like this. And I think whenever you consider these two men and their ability to lead our country and be the leader of the free world, we need to see them standing side by side on a stage. I think it's pretty clear that Joe Biden and his team are terrified of the prospect of this, right? Because, I mean, this guy can't even get through a teleprompter speech. You know, when it's written out for him in big letters, he reads the word pause. I mean, it's a disaster left, right, and center.
Imagine what we can do next. 4 more years. Pause.
4 more years. 4 more years.
So it's a problem for them because whenever you put Joe Biden up on a stage, period, it's problematic. But compare him to Donald Trump and his wit and his ability and how sharp he is. And, you know, the ability they're going to have to talk about their presidencies. We need that as a country. So we have said from the RNC, look, not only do we want more debates and we have to have debates, but we want them, as you just pointed out, sooner. The reality is, if you look at the debate schedule right now, the first debate is scheduled for the middle of September. Millions of people, Sean, are going to already have voted because the first day of early voting starts at the beginning of September in a lot of states. You need the ability to compare these two men, their presidencies, their vision for the future of this country on a stage in real time with no buffer of the media, with no people surrounding you as you're walking to Marine One. You need the cold, hard truth here. And so we're pushing very hard from our end. You probably saw that we had a whole host of networks saying, listen, we want this too. They all signed a letter that went to the Biden campaign and the Biden team saying we want debates and we think it's imperative for the future of this country. So we're pushing, apparently, according to the Howard Stern show, we had to get this information from Joe Biden, I guess, is open to it.
Can I tell you a fantasy I had? I don't know if you're going to debate your opponent.
I am somewhere. I don't know when. Yeah. I'm happy to debate him.
Strategically, they're going to do two things, I think. One is either completely cop out and say, Donald Trump doesn't deserve, he's defeating democracy.
Right.
Okay. One, but they're less so because of what you just highlighted he said on Howard Stern, of all places. But secondly, I think that they may cop out by agreeing to the Commission on Presidential Debates. And then I get that you want more and you want them earlier. And I agree with you. And as I said, beyond that, I think the Commission on Presidential Debates is a major racket. That all aside, if they sort of call your bluff and say, we agree to the Presidential Debate Commission 3 debates, what's the play going to be?
Well, certainly we're going to continue to push to move the debates forward. I mean, I think as soon as you have these conventions wrap up, it would be a great opportunity to have the Republicans say their side of things, the Democrats show their version of events, and then for us to sit these two men or stand them rather on a stage together and say, this is when we're going to talk about the problems one-on-one. We're going to push for that. We're going to continue to beat this drum because I do think it is so important. You know, you look at our country, Sean, and we really, there are a lot of people who say we should have one day of voting. It should be election day. We should have paper ballots. We should have voter ID. And I believe we could see a day like that again where we get back there. But the system has changed and it's no longer an election day. It's an election season, months on end of voting that occur. And so we have to alter the way we operate as well. And, you know, these debates should also be moved up earlier. We are going to continue to talk about this. We're going to continue to push for it, because I do think it is so important for people to see this. You look at places like Pennsylvania, for example, in that Senate race between Dr. Oz and John Fetterman. How many Pennsylvanians had already voted before that one single debate between those two men? And then you saw them on the stage and it was a complete disaster for Fetterman. But enough people, Sean, had already voted that it really didn't make a difference at that point. their vote was already cast and it was already done. And so that is why it is so, so important to get these two men on a stage, to have them debate and have them do it as soon as possible.
And I agree with you. First of all, on everything you said, 100%. I don't think that the Biden team, for all the reasons you laid out, gets this. They can't get the guy not only up the short stairs, but you alluded to it. They now have to gather around him and form a circle to show him going to Marine One because they don't want everyone looking at him. I get it. That's why I believe. So anyway, I'll be fascinated to see how this goes because they're not going to do anything to continue to highlight him.